Hello and welcome, everyone. Yeah, so this isn't going to be an action-packed docking episode or anything like that. I'm sure you guys really enjoyed those episodes. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what I have to go through also in design of a mega, basically a mega ship or whatever you want to call it. We won't be keeping any of this craziness that's right here, to be honest. So, but what I'm going to be showing you is exactly how I construct certain pieces. So, I'm not going to be able to dock these up, because I don't have any docking ports in the center, so I can't really center this. So what I'm going to be doing is basically creating an analog with this right here. Now I'm going to be constructing it upside down. Now the reason for this is you want to make sure that everything matches perfectly. You want to make sure these docking ports are pretty much like this. You want to make sure they're almost like that, but you want to get as close as you can. So what we're going to do is use our girders. This is where the girders come into play when I'm doing this kind of stuff. So our girders are going to have to sit like right here, and we're going to have to attach some girders to it right here. There we go. Now that's going to look pretty good. Now we need our docking ports, and this is these are just trying to connect. Now I do this wow, excuse me. Now I do this, and I'll end up going all the way down like that to see where these things are going to sit once they're on these girders, which it looks like it's going to be pretty close. So all you got to do is kind of replicate that. And another way you can do it too is, and this is what kind of worked for me too when I used to, when I made my last ones. Alright, come on, stop playing games, you silly docking ports. Now, you'll bring this down and then try to match these up, and that works out kind of well. But, it's you gotta really play around with these things to, really get them perfectly. And you gotta kind of just go around and inspect each one, see where, it's kind of lacking. And you can see there's like maybe, whoa, there we go. There's a little bit of a gap on those. Nothing too serious. I mean, I think if I launched it, this would be okay, but you don't want it to be just okay. You want it to be perfect. Like, absolutely 100% perfect. The best you can get it. So, it's a constant of having to move these around. Oh, I just deleted the piece. Amazing. It's kind of just a constant that you gotta move these pieces around and see where you end up. But it doesn't really look like this thing's going to cooperate in any way. Let's see. No, that's backwards. Alright. Yeah, now it's not letting me place it too for some reason. That's weird. Bring this up a little bit. And we'll try again. But this is kind of what needs to be done. This is how I do it, and this is how I feel like I kind of, one of the first to kind of really figure out how to do something like this. I mean, there are a few other people that have experimented with docking more than just one docking port. So, I'm not trying to take the credit away from them. Nothing like that, but wow, that's still off. Why is this whole thing off? But I think I'm going to go back to what I did before. Bring these up a little bit. The controls for this, doing stuff like this is you got to be almost exact. That's the main problem, and it really, the one thing I think I stated before, this game really needs like a ruler. That a ruler would probably solve more than half of my problems with this game, but it really doesn't look like it's going to be solved anytime soon. So we'll see what we can get. I think I pretty much had it the last time. I don't even know why I even touched it. I guess I just wanted to see if I can get it any better than what it was at. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's just a little close. I'm telling you, one of the major things I spend a lot of time on is just making sure these docking boards are perfect. So if they're not absolutely dead on, it's just good things, bad things happen to good people. That's all I can say. You know, I think I just kind of want to reinforce that too. It's just, you really want to make sure these things are absolutely 100% positively perfect. You know, and you come down and you can see that this is not working on all of them. So, you know, if you work with symmetry with this, you know, it makes it easier a little bit, because then you can kind of really understand where the docking ports are. And I use this area for a reference too, by the way. So, you know, you can kind of, you don't really need to line up the center. You just got to make sure it is center, and then try to place it, and then bring them down and see what you get. And that looks like, I think it's going to be perfect that way. Now you might be wondering how I'm going to attach these engines, and that is all going to be pretty much just going like this. And, you know, I'm gonna do it from the side, that way they like line up really good. And can I place that there? Oh no, I can't. That sucks. I'm gonna put these, I'm gonna space these a little bit out. Well, you know what? I'll bring them in a little close. Why not? And we'll get our engines set up here. Where's our engine? There we go. Nuclear engine. Flip them around, and boom, there we go. Now, you might be wondering, how am I going to flip this around? Well, detach this. Well, actually, detach this. Remove this, and go to about right here on your rocket, and get rid of all of that. You don't really need that. Attach, and just do a little flipperoo. There we go. And there we go. Perfect. I'll change that to part 3. Save it. And there we go. That is basically interplanetary construction ship right there. Like that's how I've been doing it, and that's how I made my other 2 ships that you guys have seen in my other episodes. That's basically how I planted. Oh, it's basically how I put these pieces on the ships. It's a little bit of a pain, but it pays off. It really does. I was considering putting another engine, but I think I'm gonna leave this open just to make it easier on myself. I'm not going to attach anything else, I don't think. You know what I'm going to do, and this is another thing I recommend as a definite. I'm going to switch this around, and I'm going to put these on here instead. If I can. Nope, won't attach. So I'll use these. The small squares. Small rectangle, I should say. Alright, I'll put these on there, and then I'm going to attach these small tanks, and then put the engine on. Now, the reason for doing this is I'm going to attach fuel lines. Now, what happens is, sometimes the fuel itself doesn't transfer properly, and, oh, I should put that one on the other way. Rotate that. There we go. No, what ends up happening is the fuel doesn't transfer properly sometimes if it's not perfectly docked up, and you know, one engine won't work and one engine will, and this just ensures that you know, you're still able to transfer fuel to this tank itself. So all you have to do is basically transfer fuel to this tank instead of transferring it to all these little tanks. If there's a problem, which I don't think there's going to be, but you know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. You know, it works out. So I'm gonna probably, do I need to put on any? Oh, I'm gonna have to put RCS on this rocket and all that other stuff, and I'm just gonna leave that out because you guys don't need to see that. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time.